All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are y'all doing? This is your man on the scene, Orlando Presents with RYC Praise News, and we're sitting down with another guest today, man. This brother, I believe we've been working with each other and just been interviewing back and forth with each other for about, I say, maybe 3-4 years now, and I have really built up a lot of respect for this brother. In and out of CHH. I mean, he's a great husband, dad, and he does his thing where he works at. He's a teacher. I found that out. Also, I mean, he's one of, I can't say that he is, but as far as MCs that I know, he's one of the most hardest working MCs in, I'm not even going to insult him and say in CHH. I'd just say within the rap genre, period. I mean, because every time you turn around, the brother's dropping something. I mean, it's like I don't see how he has the time to do it. So maybe we'll find out today, maybe not. But, hey, let's jump right on into it. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Chicago area, Mr. BRM. What's up, brother?
Man, how you doing? Thanks for having me on. And, yeah, you're right, man. About 3-4 years, I think, we've been building and connecting. And, I got the same to say for yourself. You know, someone who I look up to and respect to as well as somebody trying to do something well for the CHH culture, and, you know, a selfless individual as well. And, dude, appreciate you having me on.
All right, not a problem, man. You're going to have me crying over here. This isn't Oprah.
You get a car. There
you go. Man, I want to jump right into it, man, because I know you're a busy brother. You have another interview and things of that nature. You want to get back to your family and stuff. But I'm going to jump right on into it. 2020 has brought a lot of different ups and downs, different things and stuff like that for people's lives. Taken away some loved ones, brought some families closer together, if you can believe that or not. But the number one question I want to ask you, not so much about on the artist side of things, I want to pinpoint this to you, the man, you, BRM. You know, not BRM the artist, but BRM, you know, the individual. How did this first affect you, and what did you have to start thinking and doing within your mind to make sure that you calmed your family down first and foremost?
Yeah, really good question. And, you know, I like you kind of just alluded to, a lot of people dealt with kind of what's gone on in 2020 differently. I think for myself, and like you said, not even as an artist, but just as a man, the number one thing was just, I was home. I was home with my kids. And the good thing about that was like you said, this has actually brought some families closer together. And you said, believe it or not. And yeah, it is like, believe it or not, because it's forced us in a way to just hang out with you know, if you got a wife or you got a girlfriend or what you got kids or you don't have kids, or some people are alone. But you had to you had to figure out what are you going to do with your time now. And I know for us it was nice for me to kind of bond with the kids a little bit more than I have in my life. I got a 4th grader and a 5th grader. My wife will joke and she'll be like, you know, the kids would always be like, Mom says, Mom says, Mom says. And then all of a sudden it was Dad says, Dad says, Dad says. You know, because I was the one home. Unfortunately, my wife was, well, you could say unfortunately or fortunately, but, you know, my wife was still working during the pandemic when this all started. She was an essential worker. You know, so we had to deal with that, and she had some fears in doing that, and, you know, coming home, taking your clothes off, putting them in the wash, you know, some of that stuff that we were, you know, I guess everybody was probably a little fearful still, and maybe at first. But we had decided to just trust God. I mean, you shouldn't be silly with stuff. I mean, if there's something going on, obviously it's real. It's affecting people's lives. But at the same time, too, we're not going to live our life in fear. And that's kind of that's how we decided to look at it and how we are living. We're not being not careful and things of that nature, but like we've seen some family members, we do stuff like that, some friends, some neighbors. We ain't out being reckless or careless, but we're also, I'm not going to live in my house in fear either. People have different takes on that, but yeah, is Brandon the man that was drawing closer with my kids, taking more family walks, opening up more communication, because things need to be talked about during 2020.
Right.
And I'm not always the best at that, but I'm still learning day to day, just like everybody else. So yeah, those are some of the things that we decided to do and how we reacted with a lot of this.
Okay, amen. Now, is there anything that you can share with the audience or share with anybody that, one thing within the household that you may not have known that was going on, but it was just a regular thing to you, but then when you were at home all the time, you're like, hold on, why are we doing it like this? I mean, is there anything that you were, trying to put your twist on that necessarily wasn't going on because you were at work or you were, gone doing, ministry things a lot of times? Was there anything that opened your eyes up and like, hold on, what's going on here?
I think just spending a little bit more time with the fam, as a day-to-day can go on, or, just your normal routine in life. You could definitely get busy. And I'm someone who does like to stay busy, whether it's hobbies or family or my wife or, I do like to stay busy, and I'm sure that's not a shock to a lot of people, but, but there are things that are important in life too. And I think this pandemic is kind of, it's helped me, you start to figure out some things about yourself, when stuff like this, when the crap hits the fan, so to speak, you start to, so how are you going to react to some of this stuff? And, I was pleasantly, it took some time, but I was pleasantly surprised to in a way, even to myself, and how much I really do try to trust God. I don't know if it's my laid back nature or my faith, or that I really do just trust whatever happens. I can't control it. I sure ain't gonna solve the disease. I ain't gonna solve the pandemic. But I could choose to live my life a certain way though, or not be scared, or not have anxiety, or and that type of nature. So I don't know. That's one thing that I've found. Nothing really in the household, but I think in the household as a whole, between the wife and I talking, and getting to talk to the kids and taking walks and playing with them and just doing different things. That's been cool.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. Now you dropped single after single after single. We're going to jump into the artistry side of things. Multiple different singles. My question is, how do you go about releasing so much music and don't repeat any type of lyrics?
Yeah, and I guess number one is, a lot of times I'm always truthful in these things, and sometimes I feel like you come up with a song on your own. Like I really do believe that. Like sometimes you're like, oh man, I want to write a song about this, or sometimes God puts something on your heart. And I really do feel like a lot of times God is trying to give me something to say, or it's something that I've built up inside over a period of time where I have something to say. So like a song like Fourth Down, one of my newest singles, that song doesn't come out of just anywhere. That's obviously, we're in a time where we're feeling like we're in fourth down. Are you going to punt? Are you going to kick? Are you going to give up? Are you going to just lay down and say that's it? Or are you going to actually try to pray and try to do it some other way, because probably our way is not working. I feel like there's a lot of things in life that will just give you stuff to say. I don't know. And I guess I feel like I got things to say. I think I mentioned this before, but I didn't grow up as a talker. I didn't really start talking until like 8 years ago. I wasn't a talker. So, I mean, I guess I have things to share. I got things I want to say, and things that obviously are hopefully going to point to Jesus. So, yeah, I guess that's how the music comes. I got stuff I want to say.
Amen, amen. God's talking through your heart and say, hey, now it's time for you to talk, and it's time for you to really say something and let people hear what needs to be said now. So, amen to that. There's not a problem at all with that. Let's jump into it. Also, man, you just signed a new cohort. I mean, new to other people, old to you, Brody Da Vinci. Let the folks know, I had to sit down with Jay Dunn and spoke to him a little bit about it, but I think it's a little bit more on a personal side with you, as well, because you and Brody shared an album together. Y'all done a couple of different singles together. So how did it feel basically having one of your close friends, coming on board with you and say, hey, okay, now we can share this together?
Yeah, man, I think it's really awesome. It's one of those things where, we just kind of met mutually, kind of the same way I met Jay Dunn years ago, was literally just out of a respect. I heard one of his songs and I literally hit him up in the old messenger. Dude, loved your track. Fire, fire, fire. I'm going to be listening more. Literally, that was it. And literally from there, he's like, oh, dude, appreciate it. We kind of started to chat just a little bit there. And it just kind of kept up a little bit. And then I had a contest. A Talk to Me contest, where I was looking for verses to get on kind of like a track that I had. And he entered the contest and won. And then from there, we was just starting to talk. Basically, as soon as he started to put out the contest entry, from there on, we were just like, he's like, oh, let's do a track together. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I was like, oh, I got this track you could get on. And the next thing you know, I think it was like a spring break or something like that, and we had like a full album done on spring break. And it was so easy. It was easy to work with. And we just kind of kept up with each other and tried to speak into each other's lives and stuff like that. And it just seemed natural. He was supporting the team, the RRP. He was doing features with them, and they were reaching out to him and all that kind of stuff. And he was just kind of already family. So it just made sense to bring. It just made sense to bring him on. And we're looking forward to see more people hearing from him, because I really believe. I haven't said this out loud to people, but I believe he's a top 20 talent. He could sing, he can rap. He's majorly creative. And I hope a lot of people can hear him.
Yeah. I would agree with you on that, because when I first started hearing Brody Da Vinci, it was actually from you two being collabing together and everything. And when I first started hearing him, I was like, man, his flows are so crisp. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't sound like – some people actually sound like indie artists, and later on they start getting better and better with their delivery and how they putting songs together, things of that nature. He may have sounded that way when he first started, but now he's to the point where he hits as hard as some of these mainstream artists. Just have to land on the right track and everything in order to do that. So, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he has his own sound. He's got his own style, and just it's unique, and in its end, it's got that kind of that auto tune, that sound that people love. Or some people love, especially nowadays. But yet he could still bring it, even if you just asked him to get on a verse. He could just bring you the bars, but with his own Brody Da Vinci style. So super excited about it. We're gonna actually have a sequel to the 20 Seconds, and I'll have more on that as we get closer. But we're gonna have a lot of work. A lot of work, man.
All right. I'm excited to hear that. I was one of the folks asking, where's the backup? Come on.
It's coming. It's coming, Orlando. It's coming.
Now I know you have an artist on Rapture Ready North that just released a single, TC Boyd, the artist. Let the folks know about how he's doing and how the single is doing.
Yeah, so TC Boyd and Kingsman Jay are the other two as well on the label RRP North. And man, Jeff's a close friend. Kingsman Jay is somebody who actually lives right by me. We've had a chance to kind of got a chance to coming together with the CHH stuff. And like he was one of the first Christian rappers that I kind of got a chance to just kind of work with a little bit. So he's with me to the end. And he's put out a couple singles. TC Boyd put out his new single in the beginning. And he's going to be dropping an album probably in December. So we're trying to get ramped up a little bit for that. And we're going to see when we're going to drop that, but it's coming soon. And yeah, the single's doing well. It's kind of cool because it's one of those things where he dropped some of these songs before he signed with us. And we're re-releasing some of them just so more people have a chance to listen to it. And we're trying to add some songs as well too. So, I'm excited. I'm excited that he's grinding, he's working. Just like when this COVID stuff all hit, a lot of families and artists and people took a hit. He was one of those people who were always out there, out and about, doing ministry, doing shows, doing this, doing that. But he had to be home. Then he had to be home and had to get some income in different spots. So a lot of things are happening for artists, especially if you were one who was out there touring and doing a lot of different things like that, shows and youth groups and ministry events and that kind of stuff. So I'm praying he gets a chance to get back out there and gets to be TC again. But for now, we're gonna try to do what we can and do some stuff online and try to reach people that way too.
Amen. Amen. Now I'm going to wrap it up with these last two questions. The next question is something kind of lighthearted, lighthearted.
Yeah.
Since a lot of people were stuck in the house, it was a pandemic, things of that nature. You let me know one meal that you did not know how to cook, that you had to learn how to cook during the pandemic, and how did it turn out?
Man, so we did we were doing some of these, they're called like Hello Fresh. And basically, it's like a meal that they send you in a box. It sounds kind of funny, but you got to cook it basically from scratch. So they give you the ingredients. I did this like shrimp Cajun pasta type thing was one of them, and it was good. I was pleasantly surprised. It was shrimp's not that difficult to cook, I guess, or whatever, but. Putting all the ingredients in. I'm not much of a cook or anything like that, but I was like, oh, okay, I could do this. If I need to make a couple meals like this, I could do this. So that was one I really liked.
So the wife put her sweat towel away and was like, hey, hubby got this.
Pretty much. She's like, when I get home from work, said, you're home. You better make sure you have something good here.
There you go. Now we're going to see Chef BRM up in the kitchen.
Oh boy. We got that song called Chef too, so I should have taken some video from that.
Yeah. There you go. Man.
Yeah.
All right, your last question, brother, and I sent you this question earlier because I didn't want to stump anybody. I know sometimes I can do that. But with everything that's going on within the 2020 with the pandemic and things of that nature, I would be remiss not to ask a couple of artists, how do you feel, and are there any stories within the Bible that may resemble what we are going through right now? And because there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that's happened, there's something in the Bible that would teach you how to get through that time. So what in the Bible struck you? Because everybody's acceptance or everybody's understanding may be a little bit different. Sure. So what is it that may have struck you within the Bible that you say, hey, this resembles this a little bit?
Yeah, and the more I got a chance to think about it a little bit was I had mentioned and I thought about the plagues with Egypt and Pharaoh, and basically, everything started coming, and basically trying to get them to release the slaves. And then it was good because this kind of is not the same thing with this pandemic, but basically he's trying to get us to release us being slaves of our idols. And I kind of thought, and that was a good question you had sent me, because it was something I saw a lot of people talking about, and I started to kind of read a little bit about, especially when I was just home for a lot of those months, was just about us releasing a lot of idols that we have. Right. With this pandemic, it's almost like you're back to like taking walks with your family, and you're maybe not trying to go out and eat as much. You're not, you didn't have sports to watch. You didn't have this to do. You didn't have that to run to. It was just times were made a little simpler for you, which is probably what God kind of wants us to be at. I think he probably wants us to simple some things down and not have so many idols. So I just thought that was kind of interesting with the plagues in Egypt and with Pharaoh, and then just kind of the, almost kind of like this is going on. God can stop anything he wants, so he's allowing it. And so maybe, I'm not some big philosopher or whatever, but maybe it's happening and he's trying to draw people closer to him. So that's what I'm going to try to do as much as I can. And I hope a lot of people are doing that as well.
All right, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is and has been RYC Praise News. We're bringing news to a whole nother level. We've been sitting down with the man, the legend, BRM of Rapture Ready Productions North, also Rapture Ready Productions. Can you give us any kind of secrets of what, North may be bringing out?
Yeah, I kind of alluded to it. Look out for a joint album between me and Brody Da Vinci. We're going to do a sequel to 20 Seconds. I'm not going to release the name yet, but it is kind of a basketball term that kind of went along with 20 Seconds. So the couple albums, Brody's dropping an album, TC's dropping an album, and I'm trying to get my guy Kingsman Jay to maybe get one out this year as well, too. So a lot of music coming. We've been dropping. You can follow us at RRP North on Instagram, Facebook, that kind of stuff. If anybody's got any questions or whatever, anytime, hit me up.
All right. Well, brother, as always, man, thank you so much for your time, man.
No, thank you, man. I always enjoy talking with you, man, so appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one.
You too, man. Peace.